Hey YouTube, today we're going to be looking at my Ruger Red Hawk Alaskan, chambered in 454 Casull. The Red Hawk Alaskan is part of the Ruger Red Hawk line, which goes back to 1987. The 454 Casull was introduced to the lineup in 1997, actually being the first 6-shot 454 handgun. Prior handguns made by Freedom Arms were 5-shot, but Ruger worked up the heat treating and the unfluted cylinder and designed it so that it could hold 6 shots without having any cylinder failure issues. This model features a 2.5-inch barrel, features rubber Hogue tamer grips, an adjustable rear sight, and a ramp front sight. Otherwise, typical Red Hawk, push-in cylinder, double action, single action. Double action is very nice. It has a good index. Of course, I'm doing it on camera, but you'll hit that wall and then just a nice pull to finish it off. Single action, nice and crisp right at the wall. Cylinder is a push out, or push in, I'm sorry, and then it swings out. Got your ejector there. 454 Casull, 45 Colt. It will also technically do 45 auto rim. If it was cut for moon clips, it could do 45 auto too. Anything with a 452 diameter bullet, it will take. 454 Casull being similar to 357 Magnum. What that is, the 38 Special. It's just a little bit longer, nominally 98 thou or 2.5 millimeters for the metric folk. So I guess the real question is, why? Why would you want a handgun like this? Why would you need a handgun like this? Why did I get this handgun? Simple choice for that last question is because I wanted it. I'm a recoil junkie and I like large handguns. I'm kind of a manlet at 5'7", got fairly small hands, and once you get into big autos, it kind of gets hard to wrap your fingers around it, but with this grip, I can get a good purchase on the handgun and shoot big bore. It's also easier, I find at least, to load handguns or load revolvers hotter than semi-auto handguns. Really, you don't have to worry about an operation. You don't have to worry about a recoil spring or a tilting barrel. It's just that part and that part, the only parts that move. And, well, all the springs on the inside that work, but those aren't essential to the operation or based off the powder or the charge or the bullet weight to operate. As I said earlier, it's a 6-shot, which is nice because other 454s are similar things like the X-frame for the 460 Smith & Wesson, which granted is more powerful, but you only get 5 shots. And this is already a pretty screaming round here. And this one in particular ain't screaming. This is MagTech ammo, FMJ. You can certainly get some that is its own powerhouse. Heck, even 45 Colt, you can get up to some pretty impressive power. How did it shoot? Glad you asked. Here's a target from my first range out. This is kind of like a first shots video. And that's all me, okay? So we're going to ignore these flyers there. This was at about 10 yards. I just warmed up shooting some 9mm out of a SD9. That review will be coming. That is one of the handguns of all time. But then this is kind of where I got some improvement to do on handguns. Like, I'm not disappointed with that group there. That certainly could be better. It could certainly be a lot worse if you ignore the flyers and you ignore those ones down there. Like this here in the center out of 20 rounds, it's a pretty respectable group for the first shots. But I was holding the sights, silly me, more like a traditional handgun where you're gonna have to forgive me. Only the best post-production value here. I was lining them up where the tops of the sights were aligned, not so much using the ram. Like, I think if I was holding it like that, it probably would have been hitting more true to center. But alas, I was holding it like that, so that's what you get at about 10 yards. At least I think it was 10 yards. It was 2 marks out at some indoor range in Montgomery. They didn't have it marked, but using the good old calibrated Mark 1 Mod 0 eyeballs, we'll call it 10 yards. That said, it's a well-made handgun. It's a comfortable handgun. Those tamer grips are great. It's not a handgun you're going to go shoot a ton of rounds out of, but not by any stretch of the imagination. Even by the end of that box, I was feeling the fatigue. Like, I guess if you shot big bore handgun, you know, like that feeling where it's just tiresome to shoot at times. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the strongest guy. I'm certainly not the weakest guy. Got decent forearms, but just gets kind of tired to shoot big bore, especially in double action. But enough complaints. It's definitely fun. This handgun comes at it's four figures. You're north of $1,000, but if you have a need, or heck, if you just have a want for it, it's a very well-built gun. We'll see as time goes on if anything happens to it, but Ruger, they've been doing this for a while, 75 years, 76 years. Their revolvers are known to be tough. Sometimes, in my opinion, it might be a little bit overstated. But, I mean, hey, there's a reason why 357 Maximum, I think it's because of Ruger's handgun design. There's a reason why they had a 6-shot 454 Casull. Yeah, they're bulky, they're blocky, it's cast parts. Nothing wrong with cast as long as it's done correctly, and Ruger's proved time and time again that it can be done correctly. So if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, and I'll return to you with another gun review here shortly. See ya.